1 2 1 2. It's your girl Regine. What it do? What it do? You are now listening to the Bold, the Brown, and the Opinionated Podcast. What's up, y'all? What we talking about today? Let's get into it.
Shout out to the BBO gang. I'm going to tell you my story about how I lost my passport in Florida. It was a beautiful day in Florida, 85, 90, nice weather and shit. I had a flight back home to Pittsburgh in the evening, like around 2 p.m. So I get up early and shit. I eat, smoke, chill in Florida, hit the beach, relax in Florida. Making sure before I did all that, I make sure all my shit was right, packed, everything ready. So finally, it's time to start heading to the airport. Remind you, all my shit already packed. I know I got everything set. Gets to the airport, I got an hour before my flight leave, like an hour and 10 minutes technically. So I get to the airport, I'm getting all my shit ready, making sure I got everything, and I noticed I ain't have my passport. And I'm like, damn, I knew I put it in my fucking bag, so I'm looking through my bag and shit, searching. I'm in the airport. People all looking at me and shit. I'm about to go through security. So I got my clothes out, shit, everything out. Dirty underwear, dirty socks. People looking like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? So I'm trying to find my passport. Couldn't find it. So I'm panicking now. I got an hour and 30 minutes for my flight leave out. So I calls the hotel. Asked them, is there a pass for my room? They acting all dumb, like, oh, we don't got no servants available basically right now. I'm thinking to myself, like, god damn, it's fucking 2 p.m. Y'all ain't had nobody clean the room yet? But all right, whatever. So I'm thinking, like, damn, they probably stole my passport. They acting weird. So I goes and check my little rental I just dropped off. I remind you, I dropped my rental off early, 2 hours early. So I'm thinking, like, they gonna let me go in there and check and see, see what's up. I go to the rental, the doors unlocked. So I go and look for my shit. I couldn't find my passport. So now I'm really tripping. Like, damn, where the fuck is my passport at? My flight about to be leaving soon. There's big people in the airport. It might be take a whole hour just to go to security. So I couldn't find it in the fucking rental. So I called the rental people. They sent a little manager down, whatever. So I asked the manager, like, yo, I lost my passport. Did y'all find it? He's like, oh, no, we haven't cleaned that car out yet. I said, cool. I got 2 hours on the rental car. I just ride to my hotel. It's like 20 minutes away to see if they get my passports in there. Can you tell me why this man literally said he can't help me and walked away? I told him I got 2 hours left on the rental. Why can't I drive it? He gonna say, oh, since you already parked it here, we already ran a paperwork and it's no longer available for you. So I'm like, cool. He don't want to help me. So at this point, I'm like, damn, what can I do? My flight's leaving in almost an hour. What the fuck am I going to do? So I'm like, fuck it. I ain't got time to go to the hotel. That's 20-minute ride back. I ain't going to make it for real. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to just go through the fucking security like I'm fucking the president. Nigga, I don't need no ID. So I fucking walk through security. I tell them the situation. They ask for my ID and registration, whatever. This bullshit they ask. I meant not registration. I'm thinking of the police. I got pulled over too much. They pulled a nigga over too much. Back to the story though. He asked my my ID. So I told him, the situation, like, I lost it. He like, cool. You got a Visa. Meaning a Visa debit card. So I'm like, yeah, I got a little debit card. So I'm like, I'm set there. I pulled out like boom. Pulled out. Soon as the nigga seen it, he said, oh no, you can't use that. I said, hold time out. Rewind. You just said, if I have a Visa, that's all I need. But soon as I pull it out, he's talking about, yo, you can't use that now. So I'm like, yeah, somebody stole my passport. Everybody against me right now. That's how I'm feeling. So he's like, oh, send it to the side of the line. I'm like, well, sir, my plane gonna be leaving soon. I got like an hour. He's like, oh, just sit to the side of the line. We'll bring somebody down. So I waited 10 minutes. Finally, some dude come down. He helps me out. I tell him the situation. He said he started panicking like, oh, you gotta hurry up. What flight you going to? I said, I'm leaving. We going to Pittsburgh. He like, I said, this is the last flight. Going to Pittsburgh's last flight. So he making it seem like I missed my flight. Like, you gotta hurry up. You might not make it. You better start booking hotels now. You might be have to stay at night again. So I'm thinking like, damn, I got a whole hour before my flight leave. At this point, I'm already at security now. I see ain't that many people in there. So I'm like, it's gonna be a breeze to get through security. So I'm like, cool. I'm on my phone and shit, looking at hotels and shit, because he getting me scared, making me all nervous and shit, thinking I'm be, losing my flight, miss my flight, being stuck here. So I basically asked him, like, what do I need to get on the plane? And he told me, I need to know everything about your life. Just give me a second. I'm going to call the people. So as he's calling the people, he's telling my girl to go ahead and go through security. Remind you, I got her phone on me, my phone. So I see her about to walk to security. So I'm like, stop her. So security came to me. They finally got her phone, or they ran to her. So at this point, the other security dude's on the phone with the people. And I hear him, telling my information, like my name and shit, my, date of birth and where I'm from. So then he asked me, like, what was you in Florida for, or whatever? I was telling him I was here, for a weekend, spend a little nice time. So as I'm telling him this, I'm on the phone with my girl, telling her, like, cool, you go through security and everything, cool? He's like, yo, you gotta get off your phone. You can't be on your phone, or I can't do it. So instantly, I put my phone right in my pocket, like, shit, I ain't trying to get stuck down Florida. So tell me why this nigga is still telling me, yo, I need to know everything about your life, literally every single thing. So he on the phone talking to the people. I'm thinking like, damn, what is he gonna ask me? I'm trying to think of everything about my life, like literally from 1 to fucking 27. I'm like, man, I can't remember fucking everything. Finally, this nigga asked me the question. He asked me what the fuck was my name. Meanwhile, I wrote down on a piece of paper. He asked me my date of birth. Meanwhile, I wrote down on a piece of paper, and he looking right at this shit. And then he had the nerve to ask me, what school do I go to, my address. I said, nigga, you was making it seem like you needed to know every single day, every single time I took a shit, a piss. You need to know everything. This nigga asked me the easiest questions anybody will fucking know. So finally, dude, he hangs up the phone with the people. But prior to him hanging up the phone with the people, y'all, he told me, you might not make it. You ain't gonna have time. You gotta hurry up. You ain't gonna have time. So I'm thinking like, damn, I got a whole hour left before the plane even take off. So the way he making it seem like the plane already in the air taking off, like he hung up the phone like, come on, run. You gotta hurry up, run. So I'm running and shit. I run through security. People are looking at him like, who the fuck is this nigga? He like, watch out, y'all. I got a transport. He gotta get through. So we running and shit. I get to security. I put all my shit in there. They checking me and whatever. So I finally, get through security. And them checking me and doing the shit they had to do. So I'm trying to put my shoes on and shit. He's like, no, come on, you gotta hurry up. So I'm fucking running to the airport. I barely got my shit in my bag. My shoes on the wrong feet. This nigga, soon as I start running, this nigga turned around and straight walked the opposite way and said, all right, man, have a good flight. So I'm thinking like, damn, the flight, what the fuck is going on? The flight in the air, did they start boarding? What's going on? So I'm running to my gate, People looking at me all fucking crazy in the airport. Like, what the fuck is this nigga running for? I got dreads and shit. My hair wrapped up. So they fucking think I got a, little ticky bomb thing on me. So finally I get to my gate. I see everybody there. So I'm like, wow, is these the right people? So I finally see my girl. She waving her hands like, oh, you made it. I'm like, yeah, I made it. Out of breath and shit. This nigga basically had me panicking. All because I ain't have no passport, thinking I was going to miss my flight. Meanwhile, all they do when you miss your flight is you fill your little name out, and your birthday and little shit like that, and they call the people, and they make sure it's you by asking you simple questions that you basically just gave to them, and they let you on the plane. Make sure you keep your passport or ID or something on you at all times, especially when you're traveling, because you don't want to be in the airport. Your flight by leaving an hour or 20 minutes, whatever the time is, and you rushing, and they making it seem like you can't get on the plane, Don't even go through that shit. Just have your passport and shit and your ID. But if you don't have it, just know you still could get on the plane. Just be there a little earlier so you ain't gotta feel rushed. Oh yeah, but I called. Eventually I called the hotel. After I got back to Pittsburgh, I got on the plane. I called the hotel again. To make sure they found my passport. So they like, oh, we haven't found it yet. I'm like, damn, they ain't look from earlier when I called them niggas earlier that day. So finally, I goes and cancel my passport out. So I'm like, damn, somebody probably stole my shit. There's no way that it's just nobody can find it. I can't find it. The hotel can't find it. It wasn't in the rental. All the places I was at. So I canceled my fucking passport. Tell me why 2 days later the fucking hotel called me and said they found it under the bed. So I'm like, cool. Can y'all send it to me? So they're like, yeah, you gotta pay a little shipping, whatever. It was like $25, whatever it was. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna pay $25 to get my passport back. So I paid the money. It came. So when I finally got a passport, I fucking called the passport people, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I called them people to tell them the situation. I canceled my passport because I thought I lost it. But however, I found it now. So they like, oh, you already canceled your passport. There's nothing we can do to help you. So I'm like, oh, damn. Y'all can't. I'm the one, I found it. Let me just renew it or something, without me having to pay anything. So basically, they couldn't help me out because I canceled it. So another thing, if you ever lose your passport, just give it a few days because maybe somebody might find it to you and send it to you. Don't be like me and cancel that shit thinking somebody stole your identity. I don't know who wants to steal my shit. I ain't got none anyway, so you just a fool for trying to steal my shit. But don't cancel your passport. Give it a week and then cancel it because you never know if somebody might send it back to you. And the thing I say this is because a passport costs $150. It ain't a lot of money, but it's enough to know that you spend $150 again. I tell you that. So, just make sure you keep your shit on you. Your passport, your ID, your lighter, your weed, all that. Keep everything on you. Because you don't want to lose nothing and be stuck in a whole nother state where you don't know nobody. And you got to stay in the fucking airport or you got to buy another hotel for a day. It just ain't worth it. Keep your shit next to you. And that's my story how I lost my passport. And how I thought I wasn't going to get on the fucking plane because dude was making it seem like the plane was in the air when them motherfuckers didn't even land. And they was in the air, all right, but they had a whole nother group of passengers on the air coming from Detroit to Florida. So just make sure you got your shit, y'all.
Alrighty, thank you so much for being on the Bold, Brown, and Opinionated podcast. And y'all, just like he said, if you forget your passport or lose it, or if it simply goes missing and you have no other identification, just head on to the airport and they're going to take care of you. Hopefully. And don't forget, y'all, make sure you're following your girl. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. Make sure you're following us on Facebook. And wherever you're listening to this episode right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Whether you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. If you're listening on Spotify, subscribe, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening, make sure you show your girl some love. Give me all the likes, comments, and share with your friends. And until next time, y'all, we out. Lastly, I want to encourage my listeners to be all that you were meant to be with your boldness, to love the skin that you're in with your brown, glowing melanin. And remember, just because you're opinionated does not mean you're angry. So never be afraid to have an opinion. And before I go, please follow The Bold, The Brown, and The Opinionated Podcast on Facebook and Instagram for all your podcast updates. And until next time, my BBO gang, deuces.